Hello and welcome back to Josh Jecklin Detailing. On today's video I got a 2020 Honda Fit here. It looks like an awesome car, I like it. This car's in for an express interior detail. So on the inside it's basically everything except for shampoo cleaning. So I'm not going to shampoo the seats or carpets, but I am going to clean the floor mats quite thoroughly. And this car here, it has a lot of floor mats. I'm just gonna vacuum these floor mats here, do it a little bit different. Instead of pressure washing these floor mats, I'm gonna pressure wash the rubber mats since the carpet ones are pretty clean. Let's take a look at the interior here. It's starting to rain on me. It is quite dirty. It's clean and dirty at the same time. It's a manual, I like it, which is awesome, love manuals. It's a cool little car, I like it. It's definitely an upgrade to my little car over there, being a Honda. Manual transmission. And let's see back here, there's a little bit of pet hair, nothing serious. A little bit of stains here. It is quite dirty. I better get to it. Aw, shoot, couldn't get it in one pull. And the customer was hanging out here for quite a while, so it kind of threw me off. I didn't want to throw the GoPro on while they're standing right here. It's kind of awkward. So they caught a taxi. I really need to get a courtesy car. It's on the way. It's in the works. I can't see my little brush. There it is. Thought I was all set up. So yeah, I definitely need a courtesy car. I haven't been doing a whole lot of detailing the last 5 days or so, because I went to a concert, BB No Money, so I took a few days off for that.
So when I do the floor mats, I'll give you my step-by-step process so that you guys can understand what I'm doing, and if you like the results that I get, you can copy these steps. So when I get the floor mats, I pull them out of the car and I knock all the dirt off, all the loose dirt and debris. I get that out of the way, and then I spray degreaser on them and I let them sit there and dwell for a little bit before I touch them at all. And then of course I get my table there on the side all set up. That's specifically just for cleaning the floor mats with a drill brush or a hand brush. And then after the floor mats have dwelled a little bit and I've had some chemical on them to help loosen up any sticky stains or debris of that sort, I'll come back and clean each floor mat with my pressure washer with a rotary tip. And that rotary tip is a very aggressive tip. It shoots a 0-degree angle and it rotates in a circle, and it works pretty good. Back and forth. I'm not sure if the rotary tip is more aggressive or the 15-degree is more aggressive. I think my pressure washer might not be powerful enough for this rotary tip, so make sure when you buy a rotary tip you get one that is suited for your pressure washer. Mine actually is suited for my pressure washer. I did all that research, but my pressure washer has 100 feet of line, and that 100 feet of line takes a bit of power away from my pressure washer, so it's not operating at its full potential as if it were to have a very short line. So just keep that in mind. So I think this rotary tip, it's lacking a little bit of power because of that. So I'm back and forth between whether I like the rotary tip or the 15-degree. The 15-degree is pretty awesome too. So I'll spray them with degreaser, I'll let them dwell, then I'll hit them with the rotary tip, and then I'll spray them with the degreaser again and let them dwell, but not for very long. I try to let them dwell for as much as possible. just to get the floor mats as clean as possible, because floor mats are extremely dirty. Especially here in Canada, we have very dirty floor mats here because of our harsh weather. Winter conditions, everyone's floor mats are getting extremely dirty with winter conditions here in Canada. And then after I let them dwell the second time, I will brush them with the drill brush or the hand brush. I don't always use the drill brush because drill brushes don't do a very good job on floor mats, as they tend to miss the grooves that have straight lines, or any grooves for that matter, where a hand brush does a really good job at getting in all the grooves, and it will just make your floor mats look all that much better. You'd think that the drill brush, since it's a power tool, it'll do a better job, it'll speed you up. But the fact that the drill spins in a circular motion makes it that it misses getting in between all the cracks and crevices. The hand brush is much more effective, and since you're likely to do a better job, it's faster, you're not gonna have to come back and clean anything up a second time around. And then I also switch up my degreasers. The first time around I'll use a milder degreaser. It's the same degreaser, but I have it mixed 10 to 1. And then when I'm agitating with my hand, I'll use one that's mixed 4 to 1, just to give it a little bit more power and just to stretch out my products, make them last longer, and spend less money doing so. Alright, now for the door jambs. On this particular vehicle, today I did them a little bit differently. I was kind of thrown off. I had the customer hanging around for quite a while as they were waiting for a cab. I'm looking to get a courtesy car, so I'm not going to have this issue of customers hanging out or having to get rides. A customer can just come and then grab the courtesy car from me, and then it just streamlines the whole process. But they were hanging out for a while, so I was a bit thrown off. I didn't want to, put on my GoPro and make them feel awkward or that I was doing something funky. It's just a little bit awkward right now. I'm not really 100% comfortable wearing the GoPro in front of the customer. I know it's just fine and all that. So I was kind of puttering around doing other things, waiting for them to leave before I started to really get into my detailing process for the video, putting on the GoPro. Normally I do the door jambs before the floor mats, but that's just the way it worked out. And I ended up not doing the door jambs the exact way I usually do. I did them a little bit different this time, and it kind of opened my eyes to maybe doing them differently for faster and just easier results. Basically, this time around, all I did, usually I spray degreaser on all the door jambs, and then I let them dwell, and I come back and clean them up. There's some issues with that. If it's a hot summer day, you can't do that. So that doesn't work on hot summer days because your degreaser will dry up and you could potentially tarnish some paint, which you'll have to come back and polish to fix. But this time around, all I did was just quickly sprayed them with water, and I brushed the very greasy areas, the dirtiest parts of the door jamb. And I like this way because when you spray them with water like this, you're getting rid of any large debris like sand particles and stuff, and then that will just help me out when I come back and clean them towards the end of the detail with a Tornador Max and a microfiber. I'm not going to have to worry about them being too dirty for a microfiber, and also when I clean them with a microfiber, I'm not going to have to worry about the microfiber scratching up any paint with sand. And then the faster that I can deal with this step, the less time I'll spend on the overall detail. So going ahead in the future, I think I'm just going to do door jambs with just spraying them down quickly with the pressure washer with water, maybe a little bit of spot agitating with a fine bristle brush and some degreaser, and that's about it. I'll do the actual fine cleaning at the end of the detail with a Tornador Max and a microfiber, just to remove that layer of road scum that needs to be touched with some sort of agitation, whether it's a brush or a microfiber.
That headliner there, it's not in a good spot. The headliner, I kind of got it wet. some grease and a lot of grease in this door jamb here. It's not really normal. Beauty. All right. Let's see what we got here. Lots of straight lines on this, so the hand brush is going to be way better than the drill brush. Drill brush is good for areas like this. And then the hand brush is better for these cracks here. Oh, come on, I lost my white tip already. Oh, it's on the gun. I'm tripping, yo. feel like these floor mats are pretty clean already. Maybe I'm over cleaning them. Okay, good enough.
So as always, after I have my floor mats cleaned, I like to clean the floor mats at the very beginning of a detail so that I know at the end of a detail they're dry and ready to go. I'm not giving wet floor mats back to a customer. And also it helps out psychologically if you get these dealt with, because what happens if you're not thinking ahead and doing these floor mats first, you're going to clean the entire car and then you're going to think you're done. And you'll look at the floor mats and realize, oh no, I have the floor mats to clean.
Yeah, I can spend half an hour, 45 minutes to an hour cleaning the door jambs and floor mats, which is too long, but you gotta do it right. And these floor mats here in Canada are wild. We have really bad weather here, so our floor mats get super dirty.
It can also compound because you're going to wait for them to dry before you put them back into the car or apply a dressing to floor mats. If you do that, I always apply dressing to floor mats because it just makes them look a lot better and it enhances the overall quality of the detail that you provided for the customer. So that's why I like to do them first. And I also use those super nice carpet drying fans. They're called dry pods. They're excellent. They work great.
But yeah, it feels kind of weird. I'm doing an express detail and it should only take 2 hours. And it does only usually take me 2 hours. But of that 2 hours, I'll spend 45 minutes cleaning the floor mats. Whoa, okay. Which doesn't seem quite right. Didn't see all that garbage there. It's tucked away, hidden. A bunch of little fluff here.
Starting with the interior, the very first thing I do is the basic Tornador. It's just a normal Tornador, the most basic Tornador you can get. No fancy Tornador. I'm just going to get into the vehicle and blow out all the cracks and crevices prior to vacuuming to get all the dirt onto the carpet floors.
It's like smoker's ash, but I don't think this person smoker. The owner was right. It is dirty.
I want to blow out any type of dirt that's in cup holders, any type of dirt that's up high. I want to bring it down low and try my best to get it onto the floors so that all of the loose dirt is sort of contained to the floors and I can vacuum it up quickly and easily without having to use the vacuum on all the areas of the vehicle, even though that happens anyway.
Wasn't really thinking I'd need these tools for this car because it looks kind of clean, but at the same time I should know better. I should know these cars are dirty. They come to me. Oh yeah, look at that. There's a lot of pet hair right in here. These are the worst spots to get to.
And I've got a couple extra tools that help me deal with cleaning out in between the seats. Cleaning in between the seats and the center console is the most difficult area in the entire vehicle to clean. Basically, you can't get in there with your hands, and they're usually the most dirtiest areas of the vehicle interior and the most soiled. Lots of drinks get spilled there, lots of crumbs, and lots of dog hair. And that's very difficult to clean when you can't reach in there with your hands. So I like to, when I'm detailing, if the budget allows for it and the customer wants it, I enjoy pulling the seats out. That's a proper detail to me, pulling all the seats out front and back and cleaning everything to the highest level. But majority of the time, most customers don't want that. They just want a quick clean, and you still got to get in there and clean it for them as best as possible. You can't just skip this area. So I have a couple extra tools that assist me with that, and it's basically a long skinny brush and a generic compressed air tool, similar to the Tornador, but it just has a long slender shaft that you can get farther underneath the seats. The Tornador is great for agitation, and the air tool is great for just a little bit of extra reach underneath the seats where the Tornador won't go into. And those two little extra tools there have helped me out a lot. They definitely speed things up and give you that much more of a professional outcome for your client. So I definitely highly recommend those two tools.
Okay. Oh, I don't like this here. This is impossible carpet. This should be plastic. They just did that to make that hard to clean. Super dusty in here. This thing is dirty. Wow. Not a whole lot you can do for this type of carpet because it has short pet hair, and if I come back and I use my brush on this, it's gonna destroy the fibers. Oh wow. I'll try using my brush on it a little bit. Just a little. Before I use the Tornador Velocity. Yeah, look, it's destroying the fibers. Just oh, a dirty car. Dang, this one's dirty. As for all the weird, the different types of carpets in this Honda Fit, this is not a very nice car to detail. It has a lot of weird carpet, impossible carpet. I would not recommend getting this vehicle. This isn't gonna last you a long time like the Honda name sort of implies. Oh, some crazy dirt down in here too. I hope you guys can see that down in here. Trying to brush that out there. Just finding a good angle for my brush to get in here. Kind of impossible. Need to pull the seats to get this one. Oh, found it. Got my brush in just the right angle. There, it looks a lot better. It doesn't look perfect. Kind of a hard spot. Let's see. Okay, good enough. Just a bunch of messing around here. It's all messing around until you plug this vacuum in. Alright, let's see how this thing does on this car here.
So this tool here, it's the Tornador Max with Velocity. It's a Tornador Max with a Velocity attachment. And basically this is just an upgraded version, a double upgraded version of a Tornador. You're getting to both worlds of the agitation with the Tornador and vacuuming. Now it changes your Tornador game from just blowing stuff all over the place to blowing it into the vacuum, which is incredibly powerful. I feel like it does a really great job, and it adds an extra level of that professional outcome to your details. If you're struggling with pet hair and sand, this tool is going to work excellent for pet hair and sand, especially sand. I notice a lot of people, a lot of detailers, they struggle getting sand out of carpets, and there's a couple hacks to getting sand out of carpets. Basically use a...
Oh no, it's raining kind of good on me. I don't really like this.
You basically need to use an oscillating tool like a polisher that vibrates or a sander that vibrates. You hook it up to the carpet, you vibrate the carpet, and all the sand vibrates to the top of the carpet. Then you can vacuum it out. This tool basically does that, but on steroids. Before I got this tool, I was trying to use a oscillating vibrating tool for carpet, and I was enjoying it, but I noticed the hook and groove on an oscillating tool doesn't work on all carpets. So that's sort of a big fail. That's gonna let you down depending on the carpets of the vehicle, where this works on all carpets and it works great for pretty much everything. The only thing it doesn't work good on is short dog hair. Short dog hair is a nightmare for anything, but it works excellent on long dog hair, and it works very good on short dog hair. This vehicle had short dog hair and I was struggling a little bit, but I remembered my old friend, the drill brush. And I seriously have forgotten about the drill brush. It used to be my go-to for vacuuming. I would only vacuum with a drill brush, and you basically see amazing results. But there are some downsides to using a drill brush alone. A drill brush is not going to give you the same results as a Tornador Velocity with a drill brush.
The seats feel pretty nice in this car. I like them. It feels like a good texture. Well, that doesn't look that great. They didn't want the shampoo. But this car definitely needs a shampoo. So what can you do, right? I just went to this concert. It was pretty fun. It was BB No Money. Young Gravy and Youth and some other guys. I'm listening to Youth right now in my headphones.
And just a little bit more information on this tool. You will need a very powerful air compressor. My air compressor is not quite enough for this tool. I need to get a bigger one, and it runs at 90 psi, and you're going to need an air compressor that has a capacity of 5 CFSM. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but basically that's how much air it can pump up. And my air compressor is 4 CSFM. I would say at least 5 CSFM to 6 CSFM. Don't worry about tank size, that doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is how quickly your air compressor can refill. Basically that's going to justify if you have enough power to use a Tornador or the Tornador Velocity. Now when I bought my air compressor, I didn't know I would be using this Velocity for the entire detail. And I also didn't really look too much into air compressors. I kind of just bought a big one.
Impossible carpet in this car for days. I hope you guys can see well.
And thought that was gonna work. It's definitely not enough for this tool. And also you can do carpet shampooing with this tool. You can shoot chemicals with it, just like a Tornador Max. It is a Tornador Max, so you can hook up a vacuum, an air compressor, and shoot chem with this tool all in the same go. I did do a video on shampooing with this tool. If it's all you have, you don't have an extractor, it's going to work fine for you. It's probably going to work great. Does it compare to an extractor or a steam extractor? Not at all, but it will work. And since I have an extractor and a steam extractor, I don't use this tool for extracting up.
I wonder why some people decline the shampoo when the car needs it. I know this customer certainly afford it. I'm just worried sometimes because if they don't do the shampoo and their car really needs it, well, it makes my work really bad.
But I highly recommend this tool if you're looking to step up your vacuuming game. This will do it. Get this tool and use a drill brush, and you'll be golden for pretty much anything.
But I'm listening to this artist right now on my headphones. His name's Yospot. He does like techno stuff. It's pretty good. And again, when you're cleaning carpets like this, you can't over clean them or else you'll wreck them. And these carpets here on this car is full of short dog hair, so it needs to be over cleaned basically. Oh no. Yeah, these carpets in this Honda Fit are no good. Oh, wow, okay, this comes right up. I didn't even know that. My air compressor's running out of air. I'm getting real sick of this air compressor. It's not good enough for the velocity. Not even close. Alright, this is weird. This seat doesn't hook up, or I don't know how it does. I would stay away from the 2020 Honda Fit, or whatever model this is, or whatever year this is. Just to stay away from these carpets. These are dangerous. No good.
can't even clean these carpets anymore.
I need oh, no wonder. I always forget to break out the drill brush because I got the Velocity. My bad. Before I got the Velocity, this drill brush was my go-to. And you shouldn't forget about it. It's really good. It's a really great tool. It will wreck these fibers though.
should have done this thing here first. Okay, this drill brush is pretty awesome. No matter what high-end air tools you have, you shouldn't forget about the drill brush, especially for dog hairs. Hey Siri, add this song to library. Oh yeah, just wonderful. Siri, add the song to library. Oh, look at all that dirt down there. Hey Siri, add this song to library. Ugh. Ugh, some rock. Serious dust in Okay, this isn't working out very well. This Honda Fit has some weird shapes to it, so I'm kind of blowing stuff around by accident. Alright, this car... Not a very owner. If an owner would clean this themselves, they'd be kind of disappointed in how difficult this is to clean. Just to keep this rear seat up here, I'm holding it up with my back. lot of vacuuming in this car. Alright, it was raining pretty hard when I started, and now the rain's all gone. Which is nice, I'm glad. Yeah. Nasty. Really dusty. Hey Siri, add song to library. Couldn't find it. Siri couldn't find the song on Apple Music. It's pulling it from Apple Music right now. Hey Siri, add this to the library. Holy, this thing's dirty. Drill's dead. Can't really get it in here without shampooing it. And the customer doesn't want to get it shampooed. I'd have to shampoo that out. So I really hate it when they're this dirty. And they don't let me shampoo it because now I'm not going to touch this and it's going to look horrible when I'm done. This thing's so dirty, it just keeps, it's one of those cars where more and more dirt keeps coming up. Hey Siri, add this song to library. Dead battery.
Oh, that felt good. Just hit the door on my hip. Alright, I'm about done then. Oh, I still gotta do this area here too. Wow. The never-ending detail here.
thing isn't very good. The floor mat. Ceramic coated with it. It is very hard to use this tool on floor mats because the floor mats, it has too much suction with my vacuum. Okay, good. That's it. Running out of time here. I feel like I spent way too much time messing around with that vacuuming thing. Hey Siri, play the newest song in my library. No, I didn't say that. good enough.
Come on. All right, now I'm going to do the interior plastics. Ooh, dirty up in this car. And to do the interior plastics, I'm going to use an interior cleaner, Adam's Total Interior Cleaner. I didn't like this at first, but I actually really like it now that I've been using it for a while. I still don't care for the smell, but it works great. It smells like blueberries, bubblegum. Scrub Ninja, 2 detail brushes, and a Tornador Max. And this Tornador Max, it shoots chem. I'll show you guys. Just like that. Aerosol style chem, so you have to use a 3M respirator. And yeah, let's get to it. I'm gonna put my respirator on now, so I won't be able to talk a whole lot.
Well, I won't be able to talk at all, actually. Okay, let's see. Soak down this area.
Alright, here I have the Tornador Max on its own. I use it to clean plastic interiors and to shoot chem onto plastic interiors. I still use an all-purpose cleaner in a spray bottle, and I still use detail brushes and a Scrub Ninja. So before I got the Tornador Max with Velocity, I was using my steam cleaner to clean plastics, leather, and glass. And I was really enjoying it. It does a great job, and if you're looking for the highest level of cleaning, a steam cleaner is going to be better than this Tornador Max with Velocity. But if you're detailing for money as a business and time is important to you, this Tornador Max with Velocity is faster than steam cleaning. Unless a customer specifically asks for steam cleaning or a vehicle is super dirty that I need a steam cleaner, I'm not going to use a steam cleaner. Just to price my details cheaper and to be able to complete details a lot faster. That's why I don't use the steam cleaner. I would way rather use a steam cleaner. I just have to charge more money to use the steam cleaner, and that's why I don't do it, because it takes longer. So the major downfalls with cleaning plastics with a steam cleaner is that it's too wet. The steam cleaner sprays a lot of water. Even though you're using steam, it gets a lot of water into the cracks and crevices, and then you clean an area, you go to a new area, you come back and you take a look at the area you just cleaned with the steam cleaner, you'll notice that you'll have watermarks running down from some of the cracks and crevices. And it looks really bad, and it's really annoying to have to deal with that. And you can use the steam cleaner and a Tornador tool all at the same time. You know, you clean it with the steam, you come back with the Tornador, and you blow out the cracks and crevices, and then you won't have that issue if you really want to use the steam cleaner. But I tried that in my last video, and it's very clunky and awkward to have to hold on to 2 tools just to ensure you're doing a good job and everything looks great, and that you don't have to come back and wipe anything or clean anything a second time because of some runny watermarks coming out of the cracks. So that's why I use this Tornador Max to shoot chem and to clean the plastics. The steam cleaner does a much better job for sure. If you're talking about extremely dirty surfaces, the steam cleaner is going to clean better because it's got heat. And I also enjoy using the steam cleaner more because when you use this Tornador Max to shoot chemicals, the chemicals are aerosolized. They're very fine and they go everywhere and you don't want to breathe them in. They will choke you out so bad instantly. You cannot use this type of tool without using a 3M respirator for paint-like chemicals. But I found a way around that I just noticed on this video and thought of. Instead of shooting chem through the Tornador Max, I think I'm just going to use water. I'll use my spray bottle with chemical by hand, pump it on by hand heavy, and then I'll come back with water inside of the Tornador Max to finish it off. But to talk more about the Tornador Max, I use this tool because it's a compressed air tool. It shoots compressed air at a high pressure, 90 psi. It basically blasts stuff out of cracks. So you're blasting the cracks with very fine water and it cleans cracks very well. And it just guarantees a very high quality finished job that you don't have to come back and look at with the cracks. So that's why I use it. It's very good at that and I highly recommend it. To talk a little bit more about the Tornador Max that I'm using, if you look up a Tornador Max and it might not look the same, it's because I customized mine a little bit. A normal Tornador Max, it has a bottle attached to the tool itself and you fill up that bottle and away you go. Basically what I noticed was that when the bottle is full, it's kind of heavy and it's also clunky. It's hard to get in tight areas. So what I did was I removed the bottle and I put a long tube on my Tornador Max. And the tube goes to the bottle and I just have the bottle up to 25 feet away from me. I think there's like 25 feet of tube there and it works excellent. There's absolutely no difference. And now you have a much smaller, slender tool that still shoots chem. And it's just great. It works great like that. It's a super easy modification. You can go buy the supplies. It's just some kind of clear tubing. You get it from any hardware store. And I'm not sure what the size is. I just had it lying around my house. So it was super easy for me. And basically my techniques with cleaning interiors with the Tornador Max is that I'll start in the driver's seat. It's the most difficult to clean. I'm going to spend the most time in the driver's seat. I'm going to hit up all the cracks and crevices. If the vehicle is very dirty, I try to hose everything down aggressively from the start. I think you see me spraying there. I just hosed everything down with the spray bottle, gave it quite a few squirts. I'm just trying to let my interior cleaner dwell and break down any types of heavy debris, maybe coffee or pulp, stuff like that, sticky stuff that takes a while to break down. And I'm using a mild interior cleaner, so I'm not too worried about spraying it on heavy and letting it dwell. It's cold and rainy out today, so on a hot summer day you might not be able to do that because your chemicals will dry up too quickly. But since it's a rainy day, I have a little bit more time to play around with chemicals like that. I'll spray on the interior cleaner heavy, I'll let it dwell, and I'll try and cut in all the cracks and crevices with my detail brush first, and then I go to the Scrub Ninja, and then I grab my Tornador Max and I will wipe everything down and blow it out with the chem. And then after I've used the chem to blow everything out, I will turn the chem off and I will blow out any residual liquids in the cracks and crevices for that final super clean look that I don't have to come back and deal with again. And with cleaning the interiors, basically you're going to want to have two chemicals. You're going to want to have a mild interior cleaner and a tougher degreaser. And that's basically all I need. I'm using Adam's interior cleaner. I also like P&S Express interior cleaner. P&S Express interior cleaner is my favorite. I'm only using the Adams because I bought it, I tried it out, and I'm just using up the bottle trying to finish it off. As for the Adams cleaner, it works great. I am very happy with this cleaner. Actually, the only downside about the cleaner is I don't really like the smell, and that's just my personal preference. As far as a cleaner, I wish that it had a different smell because I'd like to use it again. The cleaner is so good. It's mild and it works great, and it doesn't foam much. When I first started detailing, I really liked cleaners that foamed, but now that I've been detailing for a bit, cleaners that foam, they're a bit slower and they take a bit more work to to clean up. So if it doesn't foam, it's just a little bit faster, and that's Adam's interior cleaner doesn't foam. P&S Express interior cleaner, it foams up a lot, but the smell is just so good on that product. I love it. I'm going to keep using it. In addition to the Tornador Max, I have 2 detail brushes. I have a big brush for large areas and a smaller brush for the air vents, and a Scrub Ninja. The Scrub Ninja is good for the panels and wide open areas where you want to go fast, and the Scrub Ninja is going to help scrub tough to clean debris off of plastics. That could be dried sugar, candy or coffee. But one thing that is very difficult to clean off of plastics is makeup. And the Scrub Ninja with a degreaser works amazing at cleaning up makeup from plastics. I talk about it a little bit in the videos. I don't really point it out too much. I will start to point it out a little bit more because makeups are very difficult to clean up. You need that degreaser and you need quite a bit of agitation. And the Scrub Ninja, to the touch, it feels very soft, but it actually does a very good job at agitating, and I highly recommend it. At first, I wasn't too impressed with the product, but after I used it for a bit, I really started to notice how amazing it was and just how great it was. Even though it just seems like a cloth or a sponge, it works great.
I'm all out of this stuff here, so I gotta switch. This car's pretty dirty too, so I gotta use something a bit stronger. Holy, what's going on with the seat? Look at this. This thing will kill you, this Honda Fit. All I did was sit on it. Alright, done with that. That took a minute. Longer than I would have liked. I think I'm done. Now do the, I gotta do the okay, what's next? Plastic dressing. Get my PSI set up. 38 PSI. .38 PSI for the plastic dressing. Oh, my little thing here is almost empty. Time to top it back up. Got a whole bunch of rubber floor mats to do. Okay, let's get it. Smells a lot better in this car now.
Alright, so I'm on the plastic dressing now, and I use a paint sprayer to apply my plastic dressing. Particularly, you gotta make sure you get the micro paint sprayer. It's not a mini paint sprayer, it's not a small paint sprayer, it's a micro paint sprayer. It's very small. You need the micro paint sprayer because a mini or a small paint sprayer, it will throw on too much product and it won't work for you. And you're gonna have a tough time. You're going to get too much gloss and your plastics are going to get too much product on them, and you're going to be spending a lot of time coming back and wiping the plastics, basically knocking down the shine. And that's just something you don't want to do. So you want to use the micro paint sprayer. Even this micro paint sprayer that you see me using in this video, it uses a little bit too much product still. I have it on the lowest setting possible and it still uses quite a bit. And in this paint sprayer I have Meguiars Hyper Dressing, which is an excellent product. It's a very concentrated plastic dressing. When you buy it, you have to dilute it, and they recommend different levels of dilution, 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, and I always dilute mine 4 parts water to 1 part product. And that is their lowest level of shine. And as you can see in the videos, it's still pretty shiny, so I think I could even dilute it more. But what I like about the Meguiars Hyper Dressing is that you're getting a lot of product and it's going a long ways. It is it is expensive. It seems like it's an expensive upfront product to buy, but it really isn't, because if you go to your local store and you buy, you know, a $10 or $20 bottle of plastic dressing that's ready to use, you can go through a bottle very quickly when you're not using a paint sprayer and you're just applying it directly with either a brush or a microfiber cloth. Basically, the 500 milliliter or half a quart bottle that you'll get at a Walmart or a store like that, it'll basically last you about, I'm gonna say, 2 to 4 cars. It's 10 or 20 bucks here in Canada. Now, that adds up pretty quickly. Sometimes I've even noticed maybe it only lasts for 1.5 to 2 cars, depending if you go really heavy on it. And that's basically $20 off the price of your detail right there, just to add plastic dressing. So the Meguiars hyper dressing for me in Canada, I bought it for at around $150, but it makes a lot of product. $150 for a gallon, and you can make 4 to 5 gallons of final product. And I have done many cars so far since I've bought the hyper dressing. Not a whole lot. I'm not a high volume shop or anything like that, but I've done quite a few, and I've only used, not even a gallon. So it's already paid for itself. Not to mention using it in the paint sprayer. I think I only use between 30 and 80 milliliters of product for every car. That's the entire car and the floor mats. So if you're thinking about getting a paint sprayer for applying plastic dressing, I highly recommend it. Definitely, I think all of the professional detailers that are high volume are detailing for money and worried about how long a detail takes them to complete. All of them are using paint sprayers. Now, if you get a certain type of customer that is asking for an extremely high level job, I would apply it by hand with a brush or a microfiber, but those customers are very rare and few and far between. You'll know that customer, they might have a really fancy vehicle, but even if they still have a fancy vehicle, sometimes the customers don't care. You'll know, the customer will tell you they'll want it done a certain way, and then you do it that way. If not, you use the paint sprayer because it's very fast. So if I was using a detail brush to apply plastic dressing or a microfiber cloth, it would take me about 1 to 2 hours to do an entire vehicle. Very high quality, thorough job. But as you can see in this video, I don't speed anything up, and I haven't timed myself or anything, but it probably takes me 10 to 20 minutes to do an entire vehicle with the paint sprayer, or less. I could even do it faster, if I did a hack job. But I try to do somewhat of a quality job. I'm charging good money. And for this type of paint sprayer, I'm running it at 38 PSI from my compressor. It runs great at that. Basically, the size of your paint sprayer is going to justify how much PSI you use, and that's the PSI that I use. And I also have my plastic dressing pre-mixed, as you've seen at the beginning of the clip, in a pump spray. It's got a little pumper. I think originally there was body wash soap in that pump sprayer, and I just repurposed it for the plastic dressing. Washed it out thoroughly, of course, but I pre-mix it and I have it in that pumper, so it's quick and it's easy to go, and I'm not wasting any time in my details messing around mixing up stuff or having to unscrew stuff or anything like that. And if you are using a paint sprayer to apply plastic dressing, you absolutely have to use a 3M paint respirator, because once again, everything is aerosolized, the particles are very fine, you breathe them in, it's going to choke you out so bad right away. You're not going to last if you breathe this stuff in. Doesn't matter what the product is, it's just that it's aerosolized from the paint sprayer and the particles are so fine, they're going to choke you out and irritate your lungs. So make sure you use the 3M paint respirator. I keep saying 3M over and over because that's the brand I use. It seems to be a pretty high quality brand, readily available in my area. And I've been using this type of respirator all my life, and it works great for any type of work like that.
Alright, I'm falling a bit behind time on time here.
Ugh, it's a little bit gross in here right now. No, it's a little bit too shiny in some spots. I don't really like that. That's what happens when they're dirty. You get a little too shiny in some spots. Okay, anyway.
So a lot of people talk about cleaning glass, and a lot of people have a hard time getting streak-free glass. And I will admit, it is hard to get streak-free glass. At first, when I started detailing, I didn't have any issues with this. I was perplexed why people were having issues cleaning glass.